Hello and welcome to a new edition, to Monday's edition of Cloverdale's Corner. I'm here. It's Monday morning. The weather is a little bit cold outside, but I think it's going to get warmer. It's going to get warmer as the day progresses. And I'm sitting here, but I'm not alone. Arancha isn't here. She can't come today. She can't make it today. But I'm sitting here with a new victim, a new person, a new student sitting on my left. And her name is Rosanna. How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
Al micro. How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
Are you glad to be here?
Yes, very glad.
Are you nervous?
No, not nervous.
Nervous? No,
Nervous.
nervous. Nervous. You're not
Nervous.
nervous. Ask me if I'm nervous.
Are you nervous?
No, I'm not. Ask me if I get nervous often.
Do you get nervous often?
No, I don't. All right. Where are you from?
I'm from Switzerland.
You're from Switzerland. Okay. Are you from the German part, the French part, or the Italian part?
I'm from the Italian part,
So are you from the north or from the south?
from the south.
All right. Are you from Lugano?
Um,
The city of Lugano. Are you from Lugano?
no, I'm not.
All right. Are you from a town near Lugano?
No, I'm not.
How far? Well, where are you from?
I'm from a town called Faido.
Faido. How far is Faido from Lugano?
It's 60 kilometers far from Lugano.
Quita far.
It's 60 kilometers
From Lugano.
from Lugano.
La pregunta siempre es how far, pero la respuesta no contiene far. Si dices la distancia. How far is Faido from Lugano? It's very far. I see. Pero si dices las millas o los kilómetros, no. How far is Faido from Lugano? It's 60 kilometers from Lugano. It's 60 kilometers from Lugano. And what's the population of Faido?
It's 2,000 inhabitants.
All right, 2,000 people. Is it a pretty town?
Yes, it is.
Is it in the mountains?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And how old were you when you left Faido?
I was 22 years old.
All right. Did you attend the university in Switzerland?
No, I didn't.
And at the age of 22, where did you go? Did you go to Italy?
No, I went to Lugano.
You went to Lugano. And why did you go to Lugano?
I went to Lugano to work in the Swiss television.
In Swiss television?
Yes.
All right. And did you live along the lake in Lugano?
No, I didn't.
Did you live in the hills behind Lugano?
Yes, I did.
Did you like Lugano?
Yes, very much.
Is it a pretty city?
Yes, it is.
What's the population of Lugano?
It's 40,000 people.
Is there a statue of George Washington in Lugano?
No, it isn't.
Yes, there is.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yes. La pregunta, has respondido mal. Is there a statue of George Washington in Lugano?
No, there isn't.
Yes, there is. Okay. You don't know.
No, I don't know.
How many years did you live in Lugano?
I lived 3 years.
I lived there for...
I lived there for 3 years.
All right. Statue of George Washington in Lugano. All right. Washington statue gone, Lon. When was this? Just a second. Ask me how many times I've been to Lugano.
How many times have you been to Lugano?
Just once. Ask me when I was there.
When were you there? There.
I was there 2 years ago. Ask me if I saw the statue of George Washington.
Did you see the statue of George Washington?
Yes, I did. Ask me if I was surprised to see it.
Were you surprised to see it?
Yes, I was. Ask me why.
Why were you surprised to see it?
I didn't expect to see a statue of George Washington in a Swiss town in the south next to the border with Italy. And it was funny because I was with my wife and another lady, a friend. And we were walking along the promenade next to the lake. And in the distance, maybe 30 or 40 meters away, We were walking towards a statue. From the back, we couldn't see who the statue was of, but it was from the back. And the lady said to myself and my wife, "¿Quién será? I wonder who that is." And I looked and I said, "George Washington." And both my wife, tanto mi mujer como la otra señora, both my wife and the other lady said, come on, George Washington. And when we approached the statue, on the other side, the plaque said George Washington, and clearly it was a statue of George Washington. From the back, I could tell, podía percibir, discernir. I could tell from the back the style of his hair was typical of statues and pictures of George Washington. And so I made an educated guess, and I was right. George Washington's statue is in Lugano. Okay? Now, there's an article here says, during last night, a bronze statue of George Washington was removed from the top of a monument on the quay and believed to be thrown into the lake. Wow. Okay. But I don't know the date of this article, and I can't open it because you have to pay to open this article. All right? So I can't see the article. So I'm going to find information on this article. I'm going to find information on this statue during the next break. And we will find out. So you lived in Lugano for 3 years. Did you like it?
Yes, very much.
And why didn't you stay?
Because I went to London.
But why did you go to London?
I went to London to learn English.
London.
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 To London.
London. The first syllable and the second syllable are pronounced identically. La-da. London.
London.
London Bridge is falling down. London. The Tower of London. Okay, the city of London. So you went to London to learn English. Did you know English before going?
Yes, I knew a little bit, but I didn't know enough.
Okay. So you decided it was worth it to spend time and money to learn English. How many languages did you speak before going to London?
I spoke French, Italian, and Italian, and German, but I'm not fluently in German.
But I am not fluent.
But not fluent in German.
So you spoke French and Italian. Did you speak French well? Do you speak French well?
Yes, I do.
I do. But growing up in Switzerland, is it mandatory to study the 3 languages?
No, it's not mandatory to study the 3 languages, but almost 2 is mandatory.
Almost 2 or at least 2?
At least 2.
At least two. Casi dos, no, al menos. At least 2 languages are mandatory. So you studied French. And, of course, you grew up speaking Italian. Were your parents Swiss-Italian?
Yes, they were.
All right. Okay. And did you have any brothers and sisters? Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yes, I have 2 sisters.
Do they live in Spain like you?
No, they live in Switzerland.
Where do they live in Switzerland?
One of them lives in Lugano.
All right.
And the other one lives in Geneva.
Okay. Well, when you speak, do you have a good relation in Geneva? Do you have a good relationship with your sisters?
Yes, I have.
Yes, I do?
Yes, I do.
All right. Well, the next time you speak to your sister in Lugano, ask her about. Fijaos, en español diríais, pregúntale por la estatua. Ask her about. Porque to ask for, in English, is pedir. Ask her about the statue in Lugano. Okay? Of George Washington, of course, which is strange. I can't remember the reason they have a statue of George Washington in Lugano, Switzerland. But nevertheless, we're going to find more information. So you lived in Lugano for 3 years until you were, how old?
I was 24.
When you left for London. Okay. And how many years did you live in London?
1 year.
Just for 1 year. Did you live in an apartment, in a flat?
Yes, I lived with a family.
Okay. Do you still have contact with that family?
No, I don't.
All right. And what did you do in London besides studying English?
I worked as an au pair girl.
Okay, you worked as an au pair. Did you enjoy that year, or was it difficult for you?
No, I enjoyed
It.
it.
And working as an au pair, did you work in a family with children?
Yes, with 2 children.
Children. How old were they?
They were at that time 8 and 5 years old.
And you've lost contact?
Yes, I lost contact.
All right. And did you learn a lot of English during that year?
Yes, I learned quite a lot of English.
Okay. Did you study in a language school at the same time?
Yes, I did.
Where was the language school? Was it in the center of London?
Yes, it was in the center of London, near
London.
London, near Victoria Station.
Good. And did the family live near the language school?
No, they lived in Chelsea.
And how did you go from Chelsea to Victoria Station?
I went by bus.
How long did it take you every morning or every afternoon?
Yes, it took me about half an hour
Okay.
to go there.
Did you have trouble understanding the people in London at the beginning?
Yes, at the beginning. I
right.
had trouble.
Okay. Me too. Okay, so you had trouble understanding the people in London. And did you go to the language school in the mornings or in the afternoons?
I went in the morning.
Okay, did you take the children to school?
Yes, I took the children to school and then I went to my school.
Good. How did you take the children to school?
We walked there.
Okay, how far was the school from the house?
It was about 10 minutes by walk.
On foot?
On foot.
Okay. It was 10 minutes away or 10 minutes on foot. Or, se dice incluso más, it was a 10-minute walk. Repeat, it was?
It was a 10 minutes walk.
No, es un adjetivo. Minute va en singular. It was a 10-minute. 10 minute.
It was 10 minutes.
It was, quítale ese minute.
It was 10 minutes.
Que no. It was a 10-minute walk. It was a 10-minute walk.
It was a 10-minute walk.
Yeah. It was a 2-year course. It was a 5-year plan. It was a 10-minute walk. This is a 3-hour class. This is a 3-hour program. The presidency of the Spanish government is a 4-year mandate. The presidency in the United States is a 4-year mandate. Mandate means mandato. It was a 4-year term of office as well. Okay? So how long of a walk was it?
It was a 10 minutes walk.
Okay?
10 minutes.
Quítame la S.
10 minute.
Eso.
10-minute walk.
Good. Okay, one more time.
It was a 10-minute walk.
All right, it was a 10-minute walk. Yes. And from my house to here is a 20-minute drive at 7 o'clock in the morning. It's a 30-minute drive at any other time during the day. And sometimes, if there's a lot of traffic congestion, it can be a 1-hour drive. Okay, so you walked every day with the kids, with the little children, to the school. You dropped them off, and then you went to the language school by bus. And it was a 30-minute bus ride. It was a 30-minute bus ride. And how many hours of class did you receive?
I received 2 hours class.
Of?
2 hours of class.
Okay, I received 2 hours of class, or it was a 2-hour class. Repeat.
It was a 2-hour class, or I received
2 hours?
2 hours class.
Of class.
Of class. 2 hours of class.
Okay, Rosanna. Her name is Rosanna. Okay, and she has a surname that's Italian. Interesting surname. And she's here, and she speaks with the discipline of a Swiss, almost like the German discipline of a Swiss. Okay. Do you speak German better than English?
No, I don't.
All right. Do you understand German?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Now, you had a 2-hour class. Was it a group class or a private class?
It was a group class.
How many students were there in the class?
I don't remember, but maybe 15 students.
My God, it's too big in my opinion. Yeah. Classes like that, the only good thing about big English classes with a lot of students is that the language school makes a lot of money. That's the only advantage. The rest is a disadvantage. But nevertheless, okay. And were there any Spanish people in the class?
Yes, there were a lot of Spanish people
In the class.
in the class.
Did you make any friends with the Spanish? Did you make friends with the Spanish people?
I met my husband.
Ahí está. I was suspecting that. You met your husband. Are you still married?
Yes, I'm still married.
So you're still together. Okay.
Yes.
You met your husband. Were you 24 or 25 when you met your husband?
I was 24.
All right. Did you meet your husband on the first day of class?
No, I didn't.
Was your husband in the class when you joined it, or did he come later?
No, he was in the class.
He was in the class.
Yes.
Okay. And was this at the beginning? Was this in the summer or in the winter when you started?
It was in September.
It was in September. So you met your husband in September or October. Is that right?
Yes, I did.
And did you start going out with him immediately?
Yes, more or less.
All right. Now, what language did you speak with your husband when you were going out?
We spoke Italian.
Did your husband speak Italian?
Yes, yes. He speaks Italian. We spoke half Italian and half Spanish.
But did you know any Spanish at that time?
Yes, because Italian and Spanish are not so different.
Okay. That's easy to say. But when I go to Italy, using my Spanish, it's not easy to communicate. It's very difficult to understand people and to be understood using Spanish, even if you speak slowly, and even if the Italian people speak slowly to you, sometimes it's very difficult to communicate. So you and your husband started going out in London, and you were speaking Italo-Español, Italian and Spanish, trying to communicate, but you didn't speak English to each other.
No, we didn't.
All right. Is your husband from Madrid?
Yes, he is.
All right. So he was in London. But it's strange that a person from Madrid could speak a little bit of Italian. Or it wasn't true. Did your husband speak any Italian at that time?
He spoke Italian because he traveled to Italy.
All right.
So
Okay. He traveled. Was he working at that time? Or was he a student?
he was a student.
He was a student. Was he studying economics at that time?
No, he wasn't.
Was he studying engineering?
No, he wasn't.
Was he studying hospitality management, tourism?
No, he wasn't.
We don't know what he was studying. At that time, was he studying humanities?
Yes, he was.
Was he studying English philology?
No, he wasn't.
What was he studying?
He was studying Spanish literature.
Literature. Okay. Is your husband a professor at the university?
No, he isn't.
Is he working?
He isn't.
Does he work in the public sector?
Yes, he does.
Does he work in the public administration?
Yes, he does.
All right. Does he use English in his job?
No, he doesn't.
Does he speak Italian now?
Yes, he speaks Italian.
All right. Does he speak it well?
Yes, he speaks quite well.
What language do you speak with your husband? Spanish or Italian?
I speak Italian. I speak Spanish.
All right. Okay, good. And so, you spent a year in London. And during that time, you met your husband. Did you get married in London?
No, we didn't.
Did you get married immediately after that year?
No, we didn't.
Did you come to Spain after that year, or did you go back to Switzerland?
I went back to Switzerland.
All right. Did you go back to Lugano or to
Faido.
Faido?
Faido. I went back to Lugano.
All right. And did you live in Lugano for many years or only for a short time?
I lived in Lugano for 1 year.
And what did you do? Did you work with your sister?
No, I work in the Swiss.
Worked.
I worked in the Swiss television
Again? All
Yes,
right.
I came back.
But did you work in front of the cameras or behind the cameras?
I worked behind the camera as a script girl.
As a what?
Script girl.
Script
girl.
That's a funny name.
Yes.
Script girl, la chica de los guiones.
Yes.
A script girl.
Script girl work with the director.
Okay. All right. Did you enjoy that work?
Yes, very much.
And why didn't you stay in Switzerland?
Well, you know.
Your
I
future
laugh.
husband wanted you to go to Spain.
Yes.
All right. But in Lugano, what television? Did you work in a television station?
Yes, in the Swiss Italian television.
But was it a local branch of the Swiss Italian television? Or was it the main branch, the headquarters?
Well, it's not a headquarter because we have three Swiss German, Swiss French, and Swiss Italian television. In every part we have a television.
All right. Okay. So you worked there for 1 year. Okay. Did you live in the same house that you lived in before?
Yes, I did.
Does that house belong to your family? Or,
No.
Or did you rent it?
I rented.
It.
I rented
It.
it.
Eso. Dilo otra vez.
I rented. I rented it.
Good. Lo alquilé, no lo alquilo.
Yes.
I rent it is yo lo alquilo. I rented it is the past tense. So you rented it. Okay. And did your future husband visit you in Lugano?
Yes, he did.
How many times did he go there? Do you remember?
3 times.
Okay. During that year, he flew to Milan
Yes.
and rented a car and drove to Lugano. Is that correct?
Yes, it's correct.
It's very quick, really.
Yes.
It's basically 2 hours to Milan.
1 hour.
From Madrid to Milan?
No, sorry. From Milan to Lugano.
Yes, it's 1 hour. And maybe another hour to deboard the plane and rent the car. So you're talking of maybe in 4 hours from Madrid to Lugano, to your house. Okay. And did he want to live in Switzerland or in Spain?
He wanted to live in Spain.
All right. Now, at that time, when he was visiting you these 3 times in Lugano, was he still a student or had he finished his degree?
He had finished his degree.
All right. Was he working?
Yes, he was working.
Was he working as a civil servant?
Yes, he was.
Was he working in the central administration or in one of the regional administrations?
He was working in the central administration.
And did he get a job through a competitive examination?
Yes, he did.
All right. How do you say competitive examination? Opposition in Italian?
We don't have this in Switzerland.
Okay. And in Italy they don't have it? Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay. So, in Switzerland, when you hire a person for a public post, a public position, a civil service position, that person doesn't need to take a competitive examination.
No.
It's simply they hire you, okay?
Yes.
And is it a lifetime job, or can you be fired in Switzerland?
Yes. It's no, you can't be fired.
You can or cannot?
No, you can't. You can't be fired.
All right. Okay. I don't agree with that. I think people should be always with the possible risk of being fired. Okay? It's unnatural not to have that.
Well, if you do something bad, you can be fired, but
All right.
normally not.
Normally not.
Normally not.
Okay, so you came to Spain. Did you come reluctantly?
Sorry?
Did you come reluctantly? Did you
No,
want...
I didn't.
Okay. Did you want to stay in Switzerland or did you want to come to Spain?
No, I wanted to come to Spain.
How many times had you been to Spain before meeting your husband?
I went to Spain twice before.
No.
Oh, I had been.
¿Cómo?
I had been.
All right.
I had been
To Spain.
to Spain twice before
Meeting?
meeting. Before.
Listen to my question. How many times had you been to Spain before meeting your husband?
I did. I hadn't been to Spain before meeting my husband.
Good. Or, mejor todavía, I had never been to Spain. Repeat.
I had never been to Spain before meeting my husband.
All right. Now, how many times did you come to Spain during that year you were living in Lugano?
I came to Spain twice.
Very good. So, you and your husband saw each other 5 times before you came permanently. All right. Now, did you get married in Switzerland or in Spain?
I got married in Switzerland,
Did you get married in Lugano or in
in Faido.
Fido?
I got married in Faido.
All right. Very good. And how many people attended the wedding?
50 people attended the wedding.
How many people came to the wedding from Spain?
My parents-in-law.
Only.
Only my parents-in-law.
All right. And does your husband have any brothers and sisters?
No, he don't.
He doesn't.
He doesn't have.
So any
Doesn't have any brothers and sisters.
All right. Repeat, please.
He doesn't have any brothers and sisters.
So he is an only child.
Yes, he
Okay.
is.
All right. So you came to Spain. You got married in Fido, and then you came to Spain.
Yes.
Is that right?
I did.
Where did you go on your honeymoon?
We went to the north of Spain.
To the north of Spain.
Yes.
Did you visit Oviedo and Gijón?
Yes, we did.
Did you visit La Coruña?
Yes, we did.
Did you visit Bilbao and San Sebastian?
Yes, we did.
All right. And did you visit Santander?
Yes, we did.
What city did you like the most during that trip?
San Sebastian.
All right. San Sebastian is a very beautiful city.
Yes.
Santander is very beautiful too.
Yes.
All of them are
Yes.
very beautiful. Well, at that time, Bilbao is a very pretty city.
Yes.
But then it was still quite industrial. All right. And so then you settled in Madrid. Is that right?
No, we settled in Palma de Mallorca.
Not bad, eh? Eso sí que es de Lugano a Palma. It's very nice, okay? In Palma. And why did you settle in Palma?
Because my husband had his job there.
And what ministry did he work in? Or was he in foreign?
I prefer to skip this.
Maybe he was working in the Secret Service. You never know. Maybe he was a member of the secret police. All right, well, we'll find out someday. Maybe during the break. Okay, how long did you live in Palma de Mallorca?
I lived.
We
lived in Palma de Mallorca for 9 years.
Not bad. Did you enjoy those 9 years?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And do you miss Palma?
No, I don't.
You don't miss Palma, but you enjoyed the 9 years.
Yes.
Okay. And do you have any children?
Yes, I have 2 children. We have 2 children.
Suena raro. I have 2 children. Oh, you have 2 children. Are they working now?
Yes, they are.
All right. How old are your children?
My daughter is 30 years old, and my son 28 years
Is
old.
28.
He's 28.
All right. My daughter is 30 and my son is 26. Going on 27. In May, he'll be 27. So it's similar.
Yes.
All right. Similar. All right. 9 years in Palma de Mallorca. All right. And how long were you married before you had your first child?
I was 2 years.
I was married for...
I was married for 2 years.
All right, before the first child.
Before the first child.
Okay, your first half hour is over, Rosanna. You have survived the first half hour, the first 30 minutes. So we'll take a short break.